Torres and Eugene Levy. Give it up. So this is crazy. We're only in the second month of 2023, and already hundreds of bills targeting the LGBTQ plus population have been filed in state legislatures across the country. I mean, just think how isolating that must feel for anyone who's a part of that queer community, especially kids, you know? That's why I love what our next guests are doing. They host a summer camp for LGBTQ kids that fosters leadership and celebrates individuality. That makes them rad humans. All right, everybody, from Brave Trails, let's welcome Jessica and her wife, Kayla, along with one of their campers, Ben, and Ben's mom, Kathleen. Meet Gina, meet Eugene, everybody say hi. They're loaded couches, I love it when it's like this. So Kayla, how did you come up with the idea for the camp?
Yeah, so it's very much a mix of our two greatest loves, but I grew up going to summer camp from the time I was 8 all the way to being a counselor. Cool. And it was really cool. I struggled a lot in school, so I had really low self-esteem. And once I got to camp, it was a whole different world. Like, I felt important, I felt seen, all the things that are, valued in a school space. It was the complete opposite at camp. It was like critical thinking and how you make friends and your energy and all these other wonderful things. And so it was just a magical place for me. And I would walk by the director's house every day and just think like, dang, like that's what I want to do with the rest of my life. But that was kind of like my race car driver NASA dream. Until I met this one, and then she's a licensed marriage and family therapist. She studied LGBTQ mental health, and so really it was just a merger of like, she wants to see a place where LGBTQ youth can, be healthy in their best selves and mixed with the magic of camp. And now we've been able to serve thousands of young people all over the world, and it's been a wild ride.
That's incredibly cool. You found each other. Jessica, tell us about, what the campers experience at Brave Trails.
Yeah, so I like to kind of say that Brave Trails is a mix between traditional summer camp and a leadership institute, because we really value that leadership aspect. Mm-hmm. So we have traditional stuff. We have swimming, archery, arts and crafts, everything with queer twist and lots of glitter. Lots of glitter, must. And a leadership institute where we have folks from the community come in and do leadership workshops. And those can range from the hard skills of public speaking and building your resume and things like that, all the way to identity workshops and mental health and mindfulness and yoga. And really, we say that Brave Trails is the beginning. We want them to take those skills back to their community and be the change makers that they are.
Absolutely. Kayla, you also leave room for kids to explore and come to terms with their sexual and gender identities, which I think is super cool.
Yeah, so something we did really intentionally when we were building Brave Trails was to make sure that our campers didn't have to explain themselves as much as possible, because they have to do it so much in their homes and in their communities and schools. And so all of our housing is genderless, bathrooms are genderless. We ask for names and pronouns all the time for campers, and they can change them as they like. Also, one of my favorite parts of camp is the clothing closet, where campers can go in. I love that energy from Ben. And just like try on all kinds of looks, whether that be like theatrical or like just more everyday clothing, so that they can really try and find like who they are and what feels good to them without like the pressures of things that don't, that are happening outside of camp. And so it's magical. It's really cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, Kathleen, you enrolled Ben into Brave Trails after going through a family tragedy, right?
Yeah, so March 31st, 2021, I lost my husband to COVID. And prior to his passing, he had started to work on being a better parent to his LGBTQ teenagers, plural. So I have an older son who's 19 that is gay. And he was raised Indiana conservative and was really working on trying to be a better parent. And when he passed away, I realized that we were going to have to fill that gap somewhere, somehow. And so I started, scouring the internet, and I found Brave Trails, and I was like, yes, this is the place. I know this is where Ben belongs. And when Ben got accepted, I had this like major out-of-body experience. I broke down, I was crying, I was calling all my friends because I knew that not only Ben's life was going to change, but our all lives were going to change because Ben was going to take whatever he learned at camp and bring it home and apply it to our local community, which is very much needed as well.
Yeah, absolutely, for progress to happen. Yeah. Eugene, I have to ask, you and Dan have talked openly about his coming out experience. So did you have fears about how he'd be treated, not by your family, but by others?
I think by the time he came out, you know, the times seemed to be changing for the positive. So it wasn't so much a concern as it would have been 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, needless to say, things are still not where they should be today.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. So unfortunate.
So Ben, like, tell us how Brave Trails has shaped your life.
It definitely helped me because I was in a very deep mental state because of everything that was going on with my dad. And I was bottling up all of these negative emotions and I didn't really know how to release them. And I didn't know who to release them to. But when I went to Brave Trails, I met all these amazing people and I figured out how to release all of these emotions and I was able to finally experience the luxury that is Brave Trails. And I was able to perform.
Yes.
I was able to do a lot of other, so many activities, meet all these people, and I was able to grow as a leader because I was able to be a co-costume lead for a few productions that my school did for theater, and I made sure that I was taking charge. We were all getting our work done. No one was being left out. And it also gave me a kickstart to a career in fashion design. So
I was gonna say that was really cool with the costume tape.
I made that.
I was gonna ask you that. That was really rad.
Yeah, thank you. It
Wow.
I loved that costume song, and I lip synced to your song in that costume.
Oh my
so.
God, you looked better than I did. I am not that cool. You're very rock and roll, so cool. Kathleen, it must be such a relief to see Ben so happy. Like, you know, any mama, I'm a mama, you know, your kid finds a group that they finally feel confident and they're inspired instead of beaten down, you know?
It is such a relief, you know, to know that this space exists for kids like Ben and for, you know, my older son too. Just because we don't have these kind of places very, you know, we don't see it, right? So it's a good space where they can explore their pronouns and just learn and grow as, you know, a queer person. And I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cry. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you. We just want to be a part of Brave Trails for the foreseeable future because we know how much of a positive impact, look at you, thank you, it has had on Ben's life and our lives. And it's so important. You know, I know there are other kids who don't get that opportunity. So yes, it's such an important work that you're doing, and we thank you.
What you're doing, I want to say too, is one, you're creating a space that you feel like you probably didn't have and that you really desired when you were younger. And then also, wouldn't it be great if the world was all like that? The world was just accepting everywhere of who anyone is and you want to be. Like, I think the goal here is that you don't have to go to one, you know, certain spot. The goal is what you were saying. You know, these kids can take what they learn, these skills, and apply them. You know, all this is applicable knowledge for when they go away. And then that spreads and that ripple effect, you know, infects in a good way. You know what I'm saying? And it changes society for the better is my hope, sitting here listening. But Kayla, in addition to the camp, you offer other resources as well, right?
Yes. So, you know, as you're hearing, like, camp is such an incredible experience, but then they have to go home. And so we've added a bunch of new programs in the last few years, one of them being our mental health program, where our campers and other queer youth can come and receive comprehensive mental health support, as well as family camps. We have all sorts of like year-round meetups. And my favorite program is our scholarship program. I got to go to camp for like $75 because I came from a single parent household growing up. And so I always knew when we created Brave Trails, like, finances was not going to be a barrier for campers. Like whatever we have to sacrifice to make sure campers can come to camp and not have to worry about funds.
Because honestly, those are the kids, like I was that kid too, those are the
Yes.
kids that need it.
Yes,
The kids
exactly.
in the underserved communities, the kids that don't have all that opportunity.
Exactly.
Those are the kids that need it, the
Exactly.
scholarship.
I had never even heard of experiences like that, and you know that's
I never
silly. It
went
should
to
never. Yeah, it should never.
Yeah.
It should never be that way. And so we're lucky enough to give at least 100,000 away in scholarships
Wow.
each year to campers who need it from all over the world, all over the country, and it's like the lifeblood of our program, and it's
That's
love it.
really
Yeah.
key. Well, ConAgra believes that every kid deserves access to a safe place that nurtures healthy habits and empowers them to be themselves. When they heard how Brave Trails is changing lives, they wanted to help, so they're donating $10,000.
Oh my
Look at
God.
that. It was like a open mouth, open mouth, open mouth. It was like in a row. Thank you guys so much for sharing your story and being so vulnerable with your family. And I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
That is hard. So we are all thinking of you as well. And
Thank
that
you.
and it's so great that you seem like you have a great support system, which is what you need in a time of loss and grief. So I'm glad that you found that.
Thank you.